Now back to our top story, the shooting of a congressman and 4 other people in Alexandria, Virginia. Police say a man from Belleville, Illinois, opened fire on a group of Republican lawmakers while they practiced for a charity baseball game.
Louisiana Rep. Steve Scalise is now in critical condition but is expected to survive. 2 members of his security detail, along with a D.C. staffer and a lobbyist, were also shot. These are pictures of the gunman, James Hodgkinson. He was killed during a shootout with police officers.
Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, whose district includes several of our collar counties, joins us now. Talk about security, because we have heard all day that those Capitol police officers would not have been there protecting all of those lawmakers had Scalise not been there.
Yeah, that's true. We were fortunate, Republicans were fortunate to have a member of leadership on the team because typically if we have a large group, and I don't know if this would be considered a large group, you'll have security, you'll have police officers present, but had he not been there, we wouldn't have, or maybe you have one police officer that's in a car, hundreds of yards away. So I think this is a wake-up call to all of us that we have to revisit this in this really tumultuous political climate, which is a huge burden, I think, on society in general, but it's so sad. And these 2 officers, by the way, acted very heroically. From what I understand, they were actually hit during returning fire, and it just goes to show, these are the folks that charge at danger and saved, I think, countless lives. I think it would have been a slaughter without them.
And what role do you think the harsh tone of politics today plays in incidents like this, Congressman?
Well, look, you can't blame the political tone for this action. It's the actions of one man and the decision he made to do this. But look, all you have to do is look at Facebook. You can look at my Facebook. You can look at a Democratic congressman's Facebook, and you see the comments and people going after families and threatening physical harm. And, I've gotten threats myself. That is what it is. And most people don't take that to the next level. But in a society where you have folks with mental illness and derangement, in this case, it seems like somebody took their political disagreements or their anger to a level of, frankly, shooting up a bunch of people he disagreed with. So I think on both sides of the aisle, because when Democrats were in charge, they had the same thing, and they get the same thing today. We have to understand that you can debate and have wholesome, good arguments and try to convince the other side, but you don't have to ruin Thanksgiving dinner over every disagreement, and that's unfortunately, I think, where we've gotten.
It was interesting on the House floor today, Nancy Pelosi and Paul Ryan really coming together and delivering the same message, and that was a message of family. If you strike one lawmaker, you strike them all.
Yeah, it was a powerful moment. What's more powerful, unfortunately, was never caught on the cameras, which was before we had a briefing on the shooting, all the Republican and Democratic members of the House. And we held hands and we prayed. And it was a really emotional time for everybody, as you think about that could have been any person there. Steve Scalise is one of the most gentle guys, despite being a whip, one of the most gentle people in the House here. And that was an emotional time. And we made a determination that we have to change the tone. And that starts, frankly, I think, with us.
Alrighty, Congressman Adam Kinzinger, thanks for joining us live from Washington this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Perhaps that would be the one positive thing that comes out of this.